a group of parents is calling on Orange County Public Schools to make face masks optional for the next school year.
Those parents started a Facebook group online. It's called Unmask OCPS Kids.
Is this a county building? Oh, then I don't need to have a mask. Is this where we... What's that? Okay, but I want to sign up for the Orange County School Board.
You have to have a mask.
No, I don't.
You have to have a mask, sir.
No, I don't. This is, look, this is, there's an EO in my briefcase that says I don't. This is a county building. I do not have to wear a mask. That's fine. Please do.
How you doing?
We're good.
Need a mask?
No, sir.
All right, well, we're required to wear a mask in the building.
This is a county building.
Yes, sir.
Correct. And I've got an EO from the governor here that says that all local ordinances are no good.
Yeah, but in this facility, we're required.
But this is a
Actually, the governor's executive order exempted school districts.
Can you
Read
show?
it, if you can read,
Okay.
read your executive order.
Excellent. Can you show me that on the executive order? Show me on the executive order where it says that.
If you want to wait outside, I'll go ahead and get a copy and bring it up to you. You cannot be in the building with a mask on.
Well, I want to sign up for the,
Absolutely.
speak to the Orange County School Board.
Absolutely. Please do.
But I don't, if you can't show me on this, then how
Well,
can
you're
you
providing
do-
me with something. I don't know the validity of what you're showing me.
Okay, so you're going to bring me a copy that shows
Absolutely.
me what
Yes,
it
sir.
says? Okay, great. I'll be right out here.
I mean, that's a one year. You should talk to them then. I don't know why you both of you have picked on me now, and I haven't had it.
Came around the corner, you're the first person.
Okay, I can move to the other side. I have my distance.
Okay. Hey guys, could I get everybody's attention for a moment, please? Guys, I know that everybody's here for the mask mandate, okay? All as we ask, a lot of people are here for the mask mandate. My apologies. If we're here in the lobby, we do have a policy in this building that we have to wear our masks. So if everybody could please put your mask on, I would greatly appreciate it, okay? There's nothing I can say that's gonna make everybody happy right now, okay? So all I ask is that we just simply put our mask on before we go into the meeting and then act accordingly inside the meeting, okay? Ma'am?
Seriously have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't really understand. Like, if the governor says we don't have to, why do we? I don't understand.
There again, ma'am, here's all I'm saying.
I believe you. I'm
can't-
not arguing with you. I just,
No,
it doesn't make any sense to me.
You're not, and I don't, I'm not taking anybody's position one way or the other because I can't. So there's nothing that I can really say that would make anybody happy. No, ma'am, we just have a policy right now in this building until it's changed, okay, that that you have to wear a mask.
Who makes the rule for this building?
The school board is gonna make, the school board is gonna set the rules.
So the school board rules this building, is that what you're saying?
This is the.
I understand it's the school board building, but they're elected officials, so actually.
Who work for the governor
We rule.
in Orange County.
So who is in charge of making the rule that I have to wear a mask? Like singular.
The school board itself.
So the school.
You can put your hand down to speak if that's what you want to do. If anybody that's here
Yeah,
to speak,
yeah, I'm all over that.
The school board the school board sets the rules for the district.
But the school board works for us.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The elections are coming up in 1, 2, 3, and the chairs are available. If you want to run, see me, I'll help you.
And SB 740.
Ma'am, if you want more in, I have no problem with it.
Dr. Jacobs, I'm going to leave this decision to you. I understand that we're trying to adhere to social distancing. Okay, they're going to bring some more people, and Okay.
I'm sure they'll appreciate
Why don't we go ahead with the first public comments?
Thank you.
And we are gonna bring some more people in.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you all today, especially in this forum. I come to you as a son of a teacher in the public school system and also father of 3 daughters, one that attends the OCPS kindergarten. So one of the most important things that I was taught in school was to base your decision on facts. It didn't matter if it was reading, writing, arithmetic, science, PE. 1 + 1 = 2. An isosceles triangle has 2 of the same length sides. Very simple, right? So my question is, in regard to COVID and the board, has this fundamental concept of basing a decision on facts, has that changed? I mean, let's apply this issue to what we're addressing today. All OCPS children must wear masks and be separated by plexiglass and also have no physical interaction, can't even play a game of tag. Even though in the mid-90s I worked in industry with the very lethal virus of HIV, apparently COVID-19 is even trickier than that. COVID-19 is so tricky that it seems it can penetrate plexiglass. You need plexiglass in between each kid and also have a mask. I've never heard of such a virus. Some believe COVID-19 is so lethal that you must wear a mask while you're driving a car by yourself. I'm sure you've seen these people. These examples are just ludicrous. Needless to say, they're not based on the facts of science like we learned in school. At least not what we know now about COVID-19. Let's look at 2 facts that are stated by the CDC and Johns Hopkins University. Fact number 1, the overall COVID-19 mortality rate or rate of death for people in the United States is 1.8%. Let's look at kids specifically for fact number 2. The survival rate for COVID kids that have COVID, 0 to 19, is 99.97%. And kids make up less than 0.06% of all the COVID deaths. Why are kids mandated to wear masks? They're not at risk. With these mortality numbers, certainly this decision to wear masks is not based on facts. Right. But wait a minute. The reason why kids must wear masks is they can get COVID, not know it, be asymptomatic, and pass it on to at-risk parents or elderly patients, right? To date, it is estimated 70% of all at-risk adults over 65 and have comorbid conditions have been vaccinated. So once again, the decision to continue the mask mandate, what facts are you basing this on? Where are you getting your facts from? We would like to know because the CDC and Johns Hopkins disagrees with you. It's time to get rid of the mask, folks.
That's right. Get rid of these masks.
I am here today to speak on behalf of the thousands of Orange County parents, teachers, and most importantly, children, urging you to make masks optional in school moving forward without any stipulations whatsoever. As a parent of 2, soon to be 3 OCPS students, I have the right to decide what I feel is best for my child's individual health, not an elected or non-elected official that has never met my child before. I have heard some statements recently to the effect of, a face mask is a minor inconvenience that keeps everybody safe. Well, I strongly disagree that putting a piece of cloth directly pressed up against a child's face for 6 to 8 hours a day is a minor deal or keeps them safe whatsoever. During the most important developmental years of their lives, we are being mandated to cover up our children's faces and instilling fear in them that they could hurt other people simply by showing their beautiful smile or giving them a hug. This is wrong, and it needs to end now. Beyond the emotional and psychological harm these face masks can place on children, they can become a petri dish for bacteria and germs. If a child, or even an adult for that matter, puts a clean mask on their face in the morning, it is full of germs by the end of the first hour of using it. Asking these children to put that germ-infested mask on their face for 7 straight hours, 5 days a week, does so much more harm than good. Please understand that you are elected officials and you answer not just to the teachers union, but to us as parents of OCPS students. Parents like me may not have been as involved or educated in the past of the decisions that are made in this building, but the past year and a half has changed all of that. We are paying attention to what is going on in our schools with a renewed focus, and we will continue to speak out against overreach like these unnecessary mandates. I am also speaking for so many OCPS teachers today as well. They desperately want to get back to focusing on educating the children in their classroom, not being enforcers of a mask mandate that they don't agree with. I understand that your MOU with the teachers union is up on June 30th and that you cannot put a decision in writing until July 13th. But we need to know where you stand on this issue right away. We do have options on education for our child outside of OCPS, and we need to weigh those options right now. I urge you to do the right thing and make masks optional. Our families' health deserves to be back where it always should have been, in the hands of the parents, and it should never be taken away again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Stepp. We cannot lawfully take action on this, nor can we make a commitment on this. And this is something I have always believed is very important. I've been on the other side and had commissioners say where they were before they even advertised, and everybody had a chance to speak. This isn't a popularity contest, but there is a process, and this board cannot commit one way or the other until we've gone through this process and listened to all the evidence in front of us and made a decision. So I know how strongly you feel, but I do want to clarify, doesn't matter how many times you ask, we're not going to violate the law up here. But thank you.
I understand that, Ms. Jacobs, and I appreciate you hearing what I had to say today.
Absolutely, and I agree. You're going to write to me again, you're going to say it again, and that's okay.
I absolutely am.
I read all of your bios on the Orange County Public School webpage and decided I would talk about context. Only one of you presently has a school-age child, and I believe that is Dr. Dental, if I'm not mistaken. The rest of you have no context about what it's like having a school-age child right now. As a result, you cannot know what it's like trying to help a child navigate the rules being imposed. The rulings you are making do not consider the children's point of view or what's best for their development. You do not have to wonder what these authoritative mandates will do to your child's physical or mental well-being. With a lack of context, you purport to know what is best for our children, respectfully. While exploring future options outside of Orange County school system, I encountered at least 5 schools who never mandated masks and have 0 infections. On May 13th, West 2 News ran a story about a private school in Lake Mary with 125 kids that never mandated masks and had 0 infections. The essence of science is experiential observation. Have any of you visited or phoned any other school system within or outside the state to see how well they have performed? Or have you narrowed your focus just listening to the same set of doctors that seem to believe a vaccine is our only way out of this virus that has a 99.97% survival rate? By the way, those same doctors are among the practitioners in the U.S. responsible for 250,000 to 400,000 medical error deaths every year in this country. Those are some of the same doctors that said OxyContin was okay to use continuously as a pain reliever. That is context. On May 19th, a paper was published by the Stanford University School of Medicine with the headline, COVID-19 hospitalization among children likely overcounted, researchers find. An interesting article if you would like more context. It is May of 2021, not May of 2020. Much more data is available about who is transmitting this virus, and it isn't children. Make masks optional. If you're concerned about adults, train them to use N95 masks. I've also distributed the notice to remind you of federal laws regarding emergency use authorization backed by international law, the Nuremberg Code. These laws were set forth in August 1947 to protect citizens. I encourage you to seriously consider the content while making your decisions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Rose. Just for point of fact, there are 8 members on the board. Half of them have students in school. I recognize it might not be on their bios, but 50%.
Yeah, you may want to check your bios then.
Well, we don't have to put our children's in the bios, sir.
I understand.
But I just wanted you to know.
It's nice to know. Thank you.
Okay. Well,
I was here 2 meetings ago, so maybe you remember me, and I've been emailing you all. I do want to say, as a parent, I have 5 kids. I know a lot of you guys have kids. There's tons of us here. These are just the people that were able to make this 4 o'clock on the last day of school, like right after school gets out meeting. I know a lot of people in our group, which is over 500 people now, who are just wanting options. We just want this optional. Like, I know you want us to come and you want us to just, I get it, you guys are moms. You know what it's like to be a mama bear, right? To have somebody coming up against your child. Unfortunately for us, you guys are that person we feel we're up against. I know that you've continually said that legally, by law, you have to have 2 consecutive meetings or something like that. Why haven't those been done like prior? Is it because of those MOUs that were done undercover with the teachers union? I don't know. I'm not a teacher, I'm not a school board member, I'm just a mom who wants her kid to just breathe in class. You know what I'm saying? I got a 2nd grader or a 3rd grader who all year has literally struggled with, the kid is like happy-go-lucky, sweetest thing. The second it's time for school, he has anxiety, he doesn't want to go. He has a child in his class who literally has made fun of him the entire year. How come how come you don't like a mask? How come you always say you can't breathe? This is what we've developed. This is what these are creating. Is children pointing at other kids going, how come you and how come you? If we want to create unity, these aren't it. Like, we need to have, just take them all off. You want to, hey, you guys want to send your kids to school with a mask? You feel that's the best for your family? Please go right ahead. I have no problems with that. My kids have no problems with hanging out with another child who has a mask on. No problems. But for somebody to push and mandate, and there's people all over on like the forums, I don't know if you guys ever read the Orange County, like when you guys post stuff on Facebook, and they're out there and they're like, you know, these anti-maskers, we just want our face back. We're not we just want our face back. Okay, so these anti-maskers, they are trying to push something on us. We're really not. If they would like to continue wearing a mask, because right now everyone's being forced to. If people would like to continue wearing one, please, by all means, if that's what's best for your family. But there are hundreds, if not thousands of us who may have been silent before, but I want you to know we are silent no more. No more. You will continue to hear from us.
Addressing an issue that very dear to me, as well as the mask situation. I know it's been 2 weeks. What have we done since on the mask issue? Have we moved forward to try to get this lifted? I mean, it's important to me.
For an entire year. That being said, I was kind of gratified when the earlier gentleman said that on your bios, only one of you is a mom. I was shocked to find out that more of you are, and still think that masks are appropriate. The children wearing the masks are struggling, and I've heard over and over again over the past year, oh, they'll be fine. They get used to it. That doesn't make it right. It's not right. They need to be optional. And you people are responsible for the entire situation. You're also going to be responsible for the outcome, because I do represent hundreds, if not thousands, of moms and grandmoms. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Justin Harvey. I live at 103 South Osceola Ave, Orlando, Florida. You know, I'm here today to also speak about the masks, just like a lot of people here, a lot of people that are outside, I'm sure, and hundreds more in our Facebook groups that can't make it today because they have busy lives and children as well. But the bottom line is it's time to, like everyone has said, to end the mandate, and we're urging you to do it as fast as you possibly can. It's the United States of America. We have the right to choose. Our driving point home is medical freedom, medical choice, and forced medical procedures, forced medical devices have no place in a free society. So it's time to let the kids breathe, and it's time to listen to the parents, the constituents, and not listen to the CDC, because at that point that's all you have to fall back on now. There's no more state, there's no more county mandates, it's just the CDC. And guess what they are? For anyone that does not know, they're not a government body. The CDC is an organization that takes money from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the pharmaceutical industry. So I would like us all to remember, if we're taking guidelines from the very people that have everything to gain and profit from this crisis that we are all in. So I would just reassure that is not who we should be taking our measures from. The other thing I want to bring up here today is that, you know, I've spoken at a lot of different board meetings, and I've never seen anything like a shortened little 30-minute window where the public gets to speak. Orange, Seminole, Lake, the OUC Water Board, it doesn't matter where I've spoke at, it goes for hours. The public has to be heard. You don't just cut them off at 30 minutes. And to top that off, this is not even included in the public record on your website for the video. I went to go look for it last time and couldn't find it. So no one gets to hear what these 10 people get to say? I mean, well, okay, the meeting's going to go into the night, we can't be here for 5 hours, right? Other boards do it. Maybe we need to have the meeting on 2 days of the week to let everyone be heard. I don't think that is fair. I mean, forgive me for making an assumption here, but it really looks like you're trying to stifle and silence the people's voices, shortening the time, not putting it on the website. It's really difficult to get here between the construction, the doors are locked, you have to buzz in, a table goes up out here in the room for 30 minutes. That's the only time you get to sign up. What if I wanted to sign up online? It is 2021 and I can't sign up to speak here online yet? There's a lot of problems with this public comment period and the fact that it's before the meeting even starts. And I really would like for you all to consider that and really think about the people that don't get to speak today. Because I mean, yeah, we've heard from 3 or 4 different topics, but I'm sure there's 50 people in here right now that would like to say their piece on the mask mandate. And you know, their children's faces are covered, and now it feels like our faces are covered in here. So I just want to drive that point home, and I also just want to remind everyone that all 4 vaccine makers have been convicted of fraud in excess of $30 billion, and that all of the makers are exempt from liability, meaning if you are hurt or killed by their product, you cannot sue. And the CDC has never done a study on the vaccinated versus unvaccinated children and their health. Thank you very much.
Folks, we're going to have an outburst, we're going to have a break, and it's going to eat into your 5 minutes. Sir, let me clarify this. You were sitting here, I'm certain, when I went over this. In most board meetings, you can speak on things on the agenda. This is not on the agenda. When it is on the agenda, and there will be 2 meetings, we will take everyone who is in the room. This is an opportunity that we are not required to provide, that the board began providing about 10 years ago, for anybody to talk about any subject before our meeting starts. The reason it is not televised, this is an opportunity to talk to the board. This is not a public forum for you to communicate your message to other people. If you want to do that, you have Facebook, you have other opportunities. So you have an opportunity that you don't have when you go to the Expressway or Authority or other places to comment on things that are not on the agenda. Again, this will be on the agenda. We'll take all the public comments. All right, let's move on to our next, and again, folks, next outburst, we're calling a recess. Let's take our next speaker.
No more masks! No more masks! No more masks! No more masks! No more masks!
No more masks!
No more masks!
I feel frustrated because all year my kids have had anxiety, headaches, major problems where they're feeling frustrated going to school, and it's all because of a mask. I mean, mine is masked. There's no way this is stopping COVID-19, but it's enough for them to see I got something on my face. This is political. It's not about stopping the virus.